it's been, but you're a member of a violent gang, organization, club, whatever you want to call them. That's fact. And I guess we're going to have to deal with that as a family. And what that means is the first step for that, and I think we're starting in the right spot here, is no more lies, no more half truths, no more dodging questions, just for everybody's mental and physical welfare. And this goes both ways. This isn't just you to us, this is us to you as well. We can't be having secrets in this family because it only leads to pain. As
Mm.
much as, you know, you were worried about us finding out, didn't want us to worry. Matt made the point downstairs about whether or not we were right to lie to Flop for all these years about his situation.
Mm.
And maybe we were wrong. And this is it. This is the moment right here that changes. We make decisions as a family and we tell each other the truth. And that's how we deal with this in the best way possible. So we make the best of a shitty situation. And as much as I said things yesterday, I don't see you differently, Ziggy. At least until you start going around and hurting people or being involved in that kind of thing, then he's still just that guy that crashes his car at 100 miles an hour into trees everywhere and helps people out. And also is the person that loves my son very much.
Mm. Okay. Thank you.
Blob,
Hmm.
you okay?
Um, I have some stuff I need to think about, or on my own. Um, some of it work related, some of it just getting a bearing. But I'm sorry for lashing out.
You're fine. I think we were probably
Um.
going to need a little bit of time to get back to normal, if normal's ever going to be a thing again.
Mm. I before we go anywhere, I having had the chance after our talk the other day, Richard, I I ran into Etta because she was here, and she talked with me quite a bit about everything that was going on. But something that I wanted to recognize and bring up to everybody here, and I mentioned this to Etta a little bit ago. Um, Etta, sees and hears a lot of the stuff that you know us boys talk about between each other, whether it be work or just other stuff, um, and now even family stuff. Uh, I I express obviously that I appreciate Etta for everything that she does in terms of talking to us about the stuff that we have going on. But I want to recognize that um, or rather implore everyone here, and this includes myself too, make sure that we are checking in on her because she has a lot going on. She's literally the city council treasurer, and she's dealing with a psychopath for a mayor that is breathing down her neck pretty on the regular. And I want to make sure that she is also heard. I know that we've talked about a lot already, but Etta also has a lot going on, and I don't want that to go ignored or unanswered. She is an equal part, and I would say a really important part of this family because, you know, even with all of this, even with everything she has going on, she has decided, or well, not decided, but she has helped ground me and calm me down whenever shit was going on. So.
How are you doing, Ella?
I'm okay, I guess. Max
I know.
wants me dead, but you know.
Yeah, she was telling me that Max had potentially put out like a hit or something, or at least mentioned it.
Again?
It's constant, never ending. He just wants me dead. Because I refuse to stop being a thorn in his side.
It's funny that you say that because somehow I'm also a thorn in his side. Had a brief conversation with Siobhan, and she said that Max had called me insignificant, which I thought was funny, ironic even, because somehow everything I do in the police department upsets him. And I don't understand how somebody who believes me to be so insignificant can let someone like me or you upset him as much as we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you're doing an incredible fucking job. Frankly, just, I mean, obviously I don't know all the details, but from what I've heard / seen of city council stuff, and I know that obviously it has put you in a difficult place, in even in danger. You uh, holding on to your convictions and what you feel to be right, even in light of all of that, is I don't think there could be anybody else better for the role, frankly.
Thanks.
Mhm.
I'll even add on to that. I don't even know how long ago it was when we spoke about it, when you said you were originally thinking you were going to get fired. And I told you to write it out. But I also told you that the reason that he feels so strong on you is because the mayor's not looking for respect, he's looking for compliance.
Exactly.
And I think the fact that you were not compliant with his, with all due respect, demands only shows why you were so valuable for the role and as resilient as you are.
Thanks. It can be incredibly well, it has been very isolating. And I guess that's why I kind of rely on all of you so much. That's why I'm constantly reaching out, because I don't really have anybody else that I can rely on. And it's hard, but
Yeah.
you know, it's also really important.
Yeah. I
So
think it's
thank you for that.
yeah.
Family's for, right?
You
Yeah.
I will say I think you work a pretty thankless job for keeping quite a bit in line. So and you don't get enough recognition for that. And obviously I wish that were different, but I want you to know that we at the very least here recognize that. Okay.
Thank you. In all honesty, I probably would have caved a long time ago if it hadn't been for Sean.
Mm.
He's been incredibly good to me.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't want to cut this short.
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately do have to get going.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
will say this.
Mm.
I love all of you. Okay. And if you ever need to talk, I know I'm difficult to get a hold of. 90% of the time, I'm not picking up a phone call.
Me too.
But if you need me, call.
Mm.
And call. And call. I see a number call me 2-3 times. Unless I'm in a shootout or traveling at 190 miles an hour and literally unable to pick up the phone, I will pick up. And regardless of the circumstances, if it is urgent, if you need me, I will be there. Or if you call and send me a text message, if I don't pick up saying it's urgent, emergency, something, so that I know immediately that I need to, sort out whatever's going on, break off, I will. So,
Thank you.
Okay.
and also, I'm not apologizing for this, but sometimes I don't pick up because the phone number don't show your name. It's just a number, okay?
Yeah.
No, I think Richard's. I think the sixth, seventh number of his phone starts with an 8. I think that's what I've gathered.
Yeah.
Honey, does the fourth from the last?
42817 8147.
8147. See, I knew that if it's got an 8 after the
hell?
dash, I'm pretty
I don't
sure
even
it's
know my own
Richard.
phone number.
Well,
Yeah,
mine's
I just had to change mine.
426-185-81.
What
How
the hell?
How do you guys know that offhand?
Oh, I don't know, but both of our, the last 4 starts with an 8. That's how I know
Yep.
his.
I
Barely.
just know it starts with 420.
Okay.
That's it. That's
Everybody's
all I know. I know. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. I had to change mine, but yeah, that's
Okay.
okay. Will do.
Yeah, I think we've we talked about a lot, and it's a lot to process.
Mhm.
So I mean, maybe we just. I'm really grateful that we had the chance to talk, because I was really
I can't wait to explain to all of you why Flop didn't
Yeah.
say anything.
I
Outside
just
of
want
his
to say
one
that I'm
outburst.
sorry again too. That I also love you guys and really do appreciate you.
I love you all.
I love you all.
You guys are all right. That's good.
All right, I'm gonna go actually spend my
You
day
dropped
off.
something.
You dropped,
Yeah,
you
I
dropped something.
did drop
Yeah,
something. Where did
yeah.
It was
where
a
did I
coin.
drop?
Here, let me grab it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, great.
I
Thank
sure you guys like
you.
that.
I
Thursday D&D. Thursday
Okay.
D&D sometime in the afternoon.
Okay.
yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
is this the comedic relief part?
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay, Ziggy, you
Yeah.
mentioned something about Coke. You know they have Diet Coke, right?
I know you
Oh.
did. I hate you for that. I
That
hate.
was amazing,
I hate you.
actually.
On that note, I gotta go.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
before you leave, I was told that you and I need to have a conversation about something else.
I fucking hate this guy.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
we
Jesus.
actually don't. We just had that conversation. Yeah, we did. I heard what I needed to.
Fuck.
Never. Would say that his love was not
I'm glad to hear that. And like I said, I heard exactly what I needed to.
I'm on
I
my way
have
back. Don't
plans
worry.
and I'll
Are you
let
actually on your way back, or am I about to get a call from Norman? I need to know, you fucking asshole.
I'm sure he's heard everything as well. All right, Edda. I'll see ya. Bye. Love you.
So really quick before Edda comes over. The reason why Flop didn't talk was because whatever decision Richard, Matt, and Ziggy made, Flop was going to fall back on Ziggy. And Flop did not want his opinion based on what Ziggy said, which was to not seem like an influence to Richard. Flop decided to say nothing. This way, if the choice came down to him or the family, Richard would have seen the whole conversation fall out so that Flop could make his overall decision that he was going to pick Ziggy. So originally I was going to come into this swinging, but Ziggy said that, and while I was sitting there thinking about it, I said, you know, Flop would keep his mouth shut. You can come over.
Oh, when did Ziggy become Jesus?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think. What time is the solar eclipse happening in the south?
I know, right? How you doing, honey?
I'm okay. I have a lot to think about. Is that him on the beach?
Who's Ziggy?
I can't
No.
tell. Matt's calling me. Hello?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Edda with you up there?
Yeah,
Does she know anyone with a
I know.
Whose car is this?
That's Fiona Stewart's car.
Why? Why?
That sounds
does-
like a conversation you might need to have with your housemates.
Oh, Matt doesn't know that Barrick married Fiona.
Huh? Okay, I was just concerned
Oh,
that someone
tell
may
me,
have been in the
tell me.
area trying to
Wait,
hide.
wait,
Tell
hold
me.
on. They actually got,
Yeah.
that's Barrick's wife's car.
The fuck did you just say?
I think the line's breaking up.
Hell yes.
Oh, after the
Oh,
conversation we just had,
felt good, didn't it?
yeah, it felt kind of good.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, that's for them to figure out. We gave them the option to live here.
Yep. Sure did.
Sorry, house is full now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Tessa did more work, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I actually did see it, yeah. Oh, that's awkward. And we have Kara up north. Oh my god. Could it be? I don't know if Ziggy was gonna make his way back, but
I'm sure he's probably just...
who the fuck is that?
Oh, is that him? Oh, it is him.
I thought that was a local coming to stab me.
So far off the roof, I ended up at the bus stop.
Oh,
Oh,
all good.
wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Well,
You just missed a great phone call.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Matt and Richard got in the car and drove across the street to Barrick's house, and Matt called me and said, "Hey, do you know whose car is parked in the bush?" I said, "Oh yeah, that's Fiona's." And I just found out that apparently Fiona and Barrick got married. So I just
it was that night with the dance.
yeah, I just had to tell him, yeah, that's his wife's car. And he said, "What the fuck did you say?" And I said, "Sorry, I think reception's breaking up, and I may have hung up on him." But it felt really good.
You know, if the chief of police could do it, so. Anyway.
Ooh, God. Dear God. Ziggy, I'm gonna let you know something, and this might not be the most responsible way of going through that whole conversation, but I did not say a lot. Because you told me to keep it together. More importantly than just keeping it together, you told me that you were worried that Dark would have seen my decision as being conveyed through your own coercion. And the last thing I wanted to do was speak up and let that conversation be the reason. I didn't want to start the conversation with Richard thinking that I was conveying anything. I'd rather him hear it between you and him, so that I could overall make a responsible decision, which was going to be you. So I'm glad it ended the way that it did, because it started off me thinking, holy shit, this is the last time I'm going to look at my parents face to face. So Kirby, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. That was a lot, man. It was good. I do appreciate the love. Welcome everyone. Hello.
That, but,
I'm Chris. I play flop.
Acting on it, even if that meant not acting on the initial emotions. So thank you. Yeah, I like I said before, I don't want to, you know,
Everybody was amazing.
I don't want to push you away from your fathers or anything like that, nor would I want to, you know, try and push them away from you or anything of the sort. That is, you know, the furthest thing from what I would want.
If you guys are new, welcome. I'm Chris.
So,
I play flop. Appreciate you guys.
You know, I just appreciate you, you know, tempering yourself in that situation. So.
Listen, y'all got me fucked up if you think I was just gonna lay there and let my family rip itself apart, okay?
I'm gonna say this much. A very long while ago, I had pushed people away because I didn't want them to get hurt. And somebody told me something that stuck with me. And I think right now, I probably should have brought it up, but I'm thinking about it as an afterthought, of course, right? You always think about what you want after something happens. I couldn't even tell you who said it, but somebody had said to me that it's easy for you yourself to determine the risk of something that you're in, but it also paints a really bad picture for you to assume that the position that you are in is the reason to push others away. And I wish I could remember who said this. It was so long ago. But this person told me that they would rather assume the risk and choose if it's a risk that they would want to take.
Exactly. I wrestled with something like that whenever things started getting heated with Max. And I contemplated stepping away from everybody that I cared about because I didn't want anybody becoming collateral damage. But there's something to be said for strength in numbers. And having people who will have your back.
I appreciate all of you. Thank you. I love you.
And
Thank you, dudes.
Everybody needs somebody. Nobody can do it all by themselves. And if they think that they can, then they're fools. We're all adults, and we should be allowed to make those decisions whether or not we want to take the risk of loving somebody.
Yeah.
I am going to say this. I don't know how far my investigation is going to go after this conversation. And I am trying to...
What investigation?
That is a story I'd love to tell. Not even Ziggy knows.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Say, in terms of the investigation, whatever it is, the only thing that I can say towards it is that
who that is?
Whatever occurred, I am not involved.
I guarantee you, on my fucking left testicle, that's for okay. That's Forte. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Hi, Forte.
I need to actually have a conversation with you, with both of you about him.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Well, no, it was just some questions that I had, like, but first, the first thing that I would like to ask, if I may, what did Richard mean whenever he said that they shouldn't have lied to you about?
Well, this is a conversation for you two. I'm going to take this phone call. I'm so sorry.
Was this a conversation for just us two, or was that implied for Ziggy? Get off the phone. You have plenty of fucking time.
Well, no, I think...
Are you sure you want me there about that? Because
Oh, never. No. Okay. Never mind. Never
you take the
mind.
phone call.
Take that fucking phone call and get far the fuck away. Fucking asshole.
What did he mean by that? What did they lie to you about?
And can you re-ask the question now that I am tampered into the conversation?
When Richard said that they shouldn't have lied to you about what happened to you. Was he talking about your accident?
Yeah.
So wait. You know?
Just a second. I'm so sorry. Someone's
Yeah.
asking me about lawyer stuff, and there's never lawyers around. If somebody were, how many strikes can someone get on a car before it fucking gets impounded forever?
We don't have a strike system.
Oh, really?
No, there
we
is one.
we have one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if anyone actually follows the strike system.
If I recall correctly, I believe 30 strikes and it gets impounded, but they fall off. If it's the vehicle asset forfeiture strikes for violent felonies, it's 3.
Okay. All right.
For the life of the car, not ownership.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay. So, what did they lie to you about it?
They wanted to keep me safe and didn't want me to know too much about my accident. And that's okay.
So you know the truth now?
I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told everybody that I've spoken to. I have an understanding as to what happened. I understand that what happened to me was no accident. I understand that what I did was, I guess I've been told already, it was heroic and brave and whatever else people want to call it. Hold on. I hold no emotional attachment to what happened to me.
How do you know?
Balto. I'll get to that. Don't throw hands yet. Let me say my piece. I hold no emotional attachment to what happened because I do not remember it. It is impossible for me to have any remembrance on a situation that everyone else knows that I do not. Your phone call better extend a fuckload longer.
I'm gonna go put money in the bank.
You got that?
Okay.
No.
That motherfucker broke his shit.
Like 1,000, but I'll be back.
You got more than I do in cash. But it's hard to have an emotional attachment to something that I don't remember. And that's okay, and I'd rather it be that way. But everyone's concerned that I'm going to go and seek answers. And the same thing that I'm going to tell you is the same thing that I made the promise to literally everyone else that has been in this conversation. If this happened to me, and I was informed of it 3 weeks later, you best believe I would be knocking on doors. The way that I see it is that this was 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. It was years ago. As far as I am concerned, that is a door that has been shut, locked, and boarded. And at this point, it would be stupid of me to take a sledgehammer to that door.
That's right. Just like it was stupid of Balto to open his fucking mouth.
Well, let me go from there. Because I can... I'm gonna... I'm going to defend Balto on a very, like, take with a grain of salt scale. Balto had told me a long time ago if I ever wanted to know what happened, all I had to do was ask. Or, and this is the part I forgot, or if there was an opportunity where he felt I needed to know.
So why does he feel like you need to know?
Because apparently the man's back. And the last thing he wanted me to do was do what I always did. And that was look in places I shouldn't. And Balto's reasoning, put simply, was if it means a couple people have to hate him for it, he would rather be the one looked at and hated for than see me go through what I went through once before.
But doesn't him telling you negate the deal?
I don't even know what deal I made.
The fact that you gave up your memories.
I'm gonna interrupt, and this is how I'm doing it.
Hi.
You couldn't have walked in at a shittier time, but go ahead.
No, it's
Okay,
fine. It's
listen,
fine. You do what you need to do. You're fine. Yeah.
I am glad that I got to have the chat with everyone, and I'm, I feel much better about today. Flop, if you have more thoughts or things that you want to talk about, we will do that. Edda, the same goes with you. I want to catch up and fully just, get what's been going on with you. I need to go for a little.
Okay.
And I will let you finish your conversation. You're both wonderful, and I'm glad I got to see you
Okay.
both. Bye-bye.
I'm glad. I love you.
Love you. Love you too, Flop, you fuck.
Good night,
Aw,
you loving
Night.
fuck.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, some things don't change.
See, because Balto was the one who told me years ago when I had made a comment about your accident, because that's all I ever knew was that it was an
Where
accident.
the fuck is he taking my car?
Who knows?
Okay, sorry.
No, you're okay. And he told me the details. Basically, well, I won't even give you the details. It's just that your deal was you sacrificing your memories to save others. But if they tell you that, does that not negate the deal?
From what Balto told me, no.
I wonder if death would agree. Because Balto isn't some primordial fucking being that's been in existence since the beginning of time. What? I never understood why Matt literally made me swear on everything that I would stay the hell away from the lighthouse. Until Balto told me.
Here's the reality, Etta, and I'm going to be as open with you as I possibly can. Because there's nothing for me holding me for wanting to hold any of this.
Good.
But from what Balto had told me, and from what I can sort of grasp and understand, if the sole purpose was to take my memory, the only memory I have of my father's is the day we sat at a bench at that house on that dirt road. And for as long as I could recall, I thought I had a concussion. I thought something happened. I didn't know where I was. I was dazed and confused.
Right. I remember we talked about that.
But if the overall end-all goal was for me to lose the things that I care so dearly about, the knowledge of that conversation will never bring back what I once knew.
Yeah, well, not to be a cliche romantic bleeding heart, but love triumphs over all. So, I mean, regardless of whether or not you lost your memories, your family loves you and they were going to find their way back to you somehow. So, okay, that's good. So you're not going to try and seek this whatever out?
No, fuck no. I don't care enough.
Okay, good. And if it tries to reach out to you,
Already
you'll
happened.
just... What? Did you respond? Please tell me you didn't respond.
I'm sorry.
Why do people talk to a primordial being like like a best friend that hasn't been... What? I don't understand.
Let me. I need a minute. No conversation happened. The only thing that was brought up was that I got a text very, very, very shortly after my conversation with Balto, and I only responded asking, "Who is this?" And that was
Good.
it.
Okay.
No response has been back. And even if one does happen, I do not have any interest in entertaining the conversation. But I asked who it was. I get a dozen people that contact me every day. And the last thing I want to do is make the assumption.
Okay. Well, but I mean, you can understand why they kept it from you, right?
I told Richard because we had a proper sit down. In fact, while he was in the dispatch office, he was on the phone. I walked in. I said Norman Bones, and Richard's whole demeanor changed, and he said to whoever he was on the phone with, "I need to go," and he hung up. And then in lies the conversation. And based on the conversation that we had, I told Richard before we discussed or talked that I don't hold any ill will. I understand why everyone kept it from me. I don't hold any negative feelings toward anybody. And I don't want anyone to assume that I'm going to have any negative feelings toward anyone. I think the best thing anyone could have done was hold back. And again, it doesn't change the fact that I still feel like this whole thing is, I don't want to say bullshit, but it sounds so unbelievable to assume that it is real. And to be honest with you, I'd rather live on that belief than learn a new reality.
Okay, that's fair. That's what, as a pagan, things like that should be revered and respected. And from everything that I've heard, people just treated it like it was some kind of joke or challenge or game. The way that people would flock, I don't understand. Like, I say this a million times a day. People in this city, they lack survival instincts, and that is a prime example. That's like the epitome.
Yeah, people in the city don't really have a fucking brain, do they?
No, no. When you have the human embodiment of a primordial being that's been around since the beginning of time, you don't just walk up to it and go, "Hey, how's it going?" You steer clear, and if it catches your, if it wants your attention, then you respect it. I don't, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand people. That's why I have never even gone close to the lighthouse ever, just because, well, Matt made me promise, and I would never break a promise to him. And then once I found that out, I was like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not going near that motherfucking place. You don't play with fire because you will get burned.
And that is exactly why I think my ship has sailed. And I hope my ship has sailed because I still, I guess, hold